Well, it's Idiot Colin one more time. Oh, look at the hair. Who cares? Stayed up most of the night trying to get stuff done around the house and just kept going and going. Crashed around 3:30 or 4 and got up at 7:30 for a video Zoom thing with a dating site that I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have and shouldn't have tried again. Some of the others and everything else. And they didn't come on. Could tell that was my evil buddy Jeremy, who I'm like, you know, doesn't matter anybody he meets, he thinks is Roman and stupid. And basically, I went back to sleep, disappointed, everything else, messed up my shopping and stuff for today and everything and what all to do. And I might be able to continue doing some stuff. There'll probably be something here tomorrow or something. I'm gonna go grab some things and everything else. But then I awoke to the wonderfulness, and it's like he's finally moving around these and everything else. It's like, do you know how dangerous that was for you and everything? The Pope has told us that you're a Roman, just like, and I know these people. They're completely taken over by anything that is a visual image, just anything that can fuck with them. And see, I have glasses, so I'm used to that since like the 80s. Someone will just reverse a camera feed through and mess with you, and it's like, don't you see your sports hero? Really think your fat self is going to be like Ryan Sandberg or Mark Grace or Andre Dawson or any of these things. I mean, they'll just bring that stuff up to you and just mosquito ring you to death. Doesn't matter if you never owned slaves or anything else in this country and technically are considered an ethnicity. Locally, it's like you're white, you're going to die for our sins, and you get none of the privileges, and, you know, it's going to be blamed for everything, but whatever. Um, anyway, should have known better, but, the 1 o'clock, noon wake up time or whatever it is just people with another mosquito ring that they just tell me is in my head. The person I was talking to seemed really honorable and everything else on dating thing, and we are going to have a video conference thing. And it's like, do you know we had to go out there and kill her? We have to save you from all those people. You're a Roman like us. We've seen you with, and they rattle off 2 or 3 people from the Cocker family. They're this long-term like principality. They live here. It's like, we've seen her sucking your dick, and we know about how much you have to cut your dick in order to have it where the skin flaps are all out there, because that's really how a circumcised penis is for and I'm going, I know. And they love playing it up for the cameras that they put in their house and everything, so they put it back and forth. But it's like you have their religious fanatics watching it that believe Jeremy Metcalf is Jesus descendant, which I just go, yeah. On his best days he's the Big Lebowski. The rest of the time he's like an evil international supervillain. And it's like, yeah, we all want the Jesus that, was in the Jesus Descendant, that was in like Tom Hanks movie or something else that seemed to be really nice or something. But I'm just going, you know, crazy people. And two, he has a lawsuit, but it's under things worse than family court to find out about. And all this other stuff. But anyway, so every time they have a girl friend or something else, I basically have to have one internationally, and that's it. I don't think I can go to the Philippines because they're just so little. I could pick them up and throw them into a tree and have a rod or something go through their back. Seriously, I just don't understand it. It's totally worthless in every way. It's like right now they're hitting me with something on the side over here that won't show up on this for anything, and I'm supposed to think one of these people in the Philippines is like secretly watching. They're going, And they always do that around here all the time. So and it's like, oh, it's just that I'm horny. And it's like, no, they say they're sucking my powers off or anything else. And it's like, there's a new exoestrogen they're trying out around here. And all the girls are like, Colin, we're sucking your dick off of you. And we're making our clit. And I'm going to have an 8-inch long clit. Therefore, I can be boss chick. And they follow you around. They just keep doing stuff. It's like when they used to take their baby and would be like, sucking, and I mean, they have no diaper on it, and they pull the skirt up, and it's like, suck in his soul, suck in his powers, you are no longer white. Everybody knows being white is evil and that nobody likes you. And it doesn't matter if you were nice, it doesn't matter if the only thing you left was there. As soon as you get as light as Tyra Banks and they can find out a way to shrink your nose bridge, you're going to be put on the death clock thing. And if it goes back to more black, it's kind of like this. We just need to hide and not come out for 5 or 6 years. Not even do YouTube, because they could trace it back to your house and your IPO address and your nodes that you use. They're those subdivision transmitters that are underneath the ground generally. And, it's really ridiculous with it. I mean, it just is what it is. But, you just keep trucking along and keep trying to be like, I'm alive. I got no kids. So, they're succeeding in any way out there. You don't have enough kids. You don't have enough family. You can't be self-sufficient in most of the things that you would need. And it's like, it's ridiculous to think that you as an individual or even as a family of 4 or 5 could be self-sufficient and actually have your kids around, because they'll just peer pressure them to get rid of them and say, you just need to leave your parents and join up with us because it's Jesus Christ. The child always leaves its parents to go and be with the real cult. I mean, if you said that it was the horned goat nanny god of, human flesh will never change you, eating people, you would say that these people don't ever need to talk to your children again. These people don't need to have a meeting place and be into thousands in it with 6 or 7 before you can get to the main road. You would understand the extreme intimidation and the reach that they have just on, 1,000 working people's salary at minimum wage, that they can send one of them to a foreign country on whatever it is that they believe over and kill your people or a person that you care about or somewhere else in the country, simply because you have been there and actually on a working person's salary, seen what they do and go, I'm free and a god here with my American dollar that can buy a house. Or else, at least 200. And it doesn't matter the propaganda or anything else. It doesn't matter if you can carry your gun over there in that country. It doesn't matter if you can bring along, some sort of plastic knife or a tactical pen. They're going to have more than you, and somehow or another through Jesus and everything. And this is the thing that they say about Islam. And Islam's like, you showed up 700 years later almost. So evolutionally, you're not really there yet. Socially, a social evolution really does do that. And right now, Islam is going through its crusades time, where it's like they're better than everyone else. Except it's not the brand new stuff, and they go, well, it was kind of formulated at the crusades. And it's like, yeah, but they were really defending themselves kind of like Christians were, and were very violent and bloody during the first 300 years. Now, in moving along with everything, let's just say this, wasn't really looking there and whatever. Not really sure. There's mostly just a video diary, and I don't know why it really looks at it, but it's like, I think I actually found 2 girls, but one of them could have been Gabriel's family over there, because looks like pictures from the 80s. And, one of them's Boyd's family. trophies. If it is with girls from, granted, they're in Ukraine, Chechnya. There's one other girl I'm going to write here tonight who's from Serbia, and she looks really cute. Everything else, I've talked to one of the girls before. The other one sent me a letter even during the war, and I've had the profile back up since about December, and figured let's try it. There's been 4 girls that I went through researching, about 50, 60 girls from over in the Orient, China area, and I really think one of them is the Marines, with this one called Rongdan out there, and they're the ones that got on the military for everything after they were killing people. And I'll be honest, first time I ever saw her when I was on years ago, can't remember her age right now, and I just go, she really does look like this chick that died in the park that they cut apart, because she had to be anatomically like made out of silicone. They went through her body looking for it, because Orientals don't have that big of tits, don't have that much of a hip curve, anything else, or long legs, and can't really have those like striking like model feature things, and very dominant. So I know I found out about QZ. She was the one they cut apart with everything around downtown West Boulevard, and had to change the streets and everything, go back through and reclassify it, because she was so important for basically Jewish and Native peoples, and they cut her apart with like something that they'd be punching with, like brass knuckles that was shaped in a dollar bill, and they left a bunch of dollars around and everything else, and left her in a ditch. Same with a couple others, with this one blonde-headed one and everything. I used to have them ran off and stuff, and some of the others that, obviously were transvestites from the XYZ bar area. They all went there. They were former military, and it's like, well, I was a virgin all the way through until I was 25. Believe it or not, guys do that in the military. And they went out and said, I just really didn't like that, and I always hung around these guys over here, so I decided to try it. So I guess they went out there for their revenge at 27 or something, after they'd done their, 7 and served, or, it's like 7.5. You get some sort of benefits back in the day, and something for like something at 5. I used to have all that stuff memorized, but, So it's only so much you can do when they want to try and ultrasound you and remove like knowledge from you, because you're not worthy or whatever it is, and your family needs to be rubbed out and look like they never were ever in the military, unless they were schizophrenic assholes by a person that's really a fake cousin who couldn't pass a DNA test for anything in his life, who just echoed off of the water heater here and said, Colin. Anytime you mention schizophrenic cousin, it's like an automatic thing that says, Colin. I mean, half the stuff they ever tried playing with shit over at whatever, I'm like, they're complete things. But, whatever it is, it's just whatever. I mean, after all that, they constantly say that you're a Roman, you're this, and it's like, nope, that's the people down, because Jews really don't go to a synagogue. You can't find a synagogue in almost anywhere in Israel, as well as temples and other stuff. That's stuff they just keep on their own whatever, and private property. So there's not any public things, and the only things that are considered public are things people go, huh? And I'm like, don't worry, it's Byzantine. Anyway, moving right along from that with half of everything else, and how it's the Holy Roman Empirical Synagogue, kind of like you go to Germany. There's synagogues everywhere. You go to the Eastern Orthodox, everybody's like, well, they say their churches here. It's like, of course, they speak USA. I mean, people wouldn't look it up in the phone book and be like, I need to give my money away to a death cult that's there for extermination. And to say, I will orthodoxly make myself suicidal and kill myself. And in the process, I will kill whatever it is that was the Old Testament and anything of it that was considered Hebrew or anything. Oh well. Uh, Sorry, magic markers. I get to play with them. Moving along from there with everything, yeah, it's like not a good day to ever wake up on. Anyway, the 37 thing seems to be over after like one day with everything else. Heard there's some sort of big thing all the time over at work or something that's going to be coming up. I didn't go to Havco or anything else, which I probably need to do, but I need to lose 20, 30 pounds and make it to the gym for at least a solid month. I think somebody did break into the house again. I've had Lycares people here. I've since started putting certain things around here, but can't really leave them out because the kids, they might step on them or something else. I always like hiding behind a couch and being like their big fat office furniture and come over and do stuff to me and things. Supposedly everyone except for Lycare because he's just such a crazy, stupid clown. They say I've taken care of because I'm like I told you, even if I'm fat and lazy, don't wake me up. Colin, you've never been in the military. Don't wake me up. Especially the way that you guys do. You go and you're like my brother, and you crawl up into the ceiling and crash through and drop an elbow on my head because I'm sleeping on the whatever it is, the arm of the couch, and crack my eye or something else, and you think that there's blood coming out of it and stuff, and you think I'm not gonna instantly just go around there and do something to you. Okay. Yeah, you're going to go over there and be like, I can pick up a 300-pound dumbbell, and I just wanted to see what it was like with dead human weight, and I'm up to 400 because I've been working out. And so you pick me up and by my arm and like either pop the ulna out or something else like you always do and grab hold of it, and they keep. I mean, guys do that just so that you can't ever get into sports or anything later and take care of most of your ability to burn calories. Just like hitting them in the shoulders with brass music thing, and it's like it's a stereotypical thing that those don't have to tattoo themselves in the Yakuza and everything else because they're all obsessed about being beautiful, and it's like the Emperor's still always going to call you ugly, unless there's a new one. And it's like you were gone with Hirohito, and it's like you've been through 3, so I don't think you're going to get back there. Anyway, last one I know was one of the largest. He likes trying to play that he's Kingpin. Supposedly picked me up and everything else. Everybody's been like, hey, I heard you got cloned out there, trying to activate like they're going to try and talk to you in your car. If you don't talk to them, they just keep hitting you in some part of your head. It's like, I'll make you bald if you don't talk back to me. I have the right of fraternization because that's assembly. Anytime I want people to talk to me and be my friends, I can do that. And I just don't have to have a hand grenade like in, whatever. Because you all teach us and raise us here. Yeah, Dragnet. Those old, things with Joe Friday and stuff that they watched, the old black and white ones to Technicolor, like from the 50s. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous with these people. Most of them live in Fort Sumter, but yet they've been raised to never go to elections, always do write-in ballots and everything else, because my ass is still too threatening to them because of my racial whatever. And I'm just like, don't worry. They can always claim anything they want because everybody's scared to death of them when they have to be labeled white because they were part of the Mussolini, Hitler, Hirohito, Death Squad camp things, whatever. It's not like I'm not surrounded by these people at all times, and they can't profit from any of their actions, their lineage, or anything else, because it was an illegal act against the USA and the Constitution, the president, and everything else. But I'm sure Joe Biden, like they all go on, it's like Joe Biden went back and saved, who was it? Abraham Lincoln's now a practicing Catholic. They had the ritual of Purgatorio where they brought, who was it? John F. Kennedy, who said that he was a papist, which means that he was a Native American slave, taken off and came back and everything else. But yet Donald Trump isn't a practicing Catholic because he's excommunicated for divorce and still goes over there and asks the Pope if there's anything there or anything else. So it's like, obviously, it's all these other people. FDR is a Catholic now and was always on the side of everything and was actually participating in Mussolini Catholic. That's why he put Truman in, so that they could get rid of as many people as humanly possible out there for secondary tribal and the tribalisms and constructs. Therefore, only pure Romans were left. But, moving right along to the other stuff and everything with how military historians and junkers just keep talking from, Chancey's family to others and stuff around here and going, you shouldn't have ever used your card at our ATMs or restaurants. And it's like all true Americans all stay at home and everything. I think that's about it over my week long of life, or else just waking up. Anyway, I won't have time to go to any of the places I want to go to shop at. I'm just going to go to holiday dinner. And I'm going to try and wake up in the morning and take care of everything. Next week, if I'm lucky, I'm going to be able to go to Cherokee, North Carolina. Buy some soap for the year at, I think it's Twisted Sister or Wicked Sister. And that'll be good enough for everything. Boss still hasn't sent the schedule out, so maybe I'm fired. Be able to take the 401k out, and income tax is coming, so invest in the debts, and hope everything's good for you all. I really do. I know no one watches this or even clicks through it. I'm probably on a private server, like they always tell me out there, because they really do take half of my stuff, and it's like, so long as I say the exact same thing, it's just never gonna, it's just always gonna. Yeah, I know. I'm the only one with ideas, and the Burkheimers stole everything. Keep going with it, and, maybe one day they'll find out about their Luxembourg Cobra ass and how they just came over and wanted to find out where the redheaded chicken's little stronghold was in Seattle, and they all chopped them up and said, it's chop. And when I throw the burgers on the grate, I only hear chaz, not sizzle. And then you see I've changed your complete mindset and am psychically in control of you. Crazy, stupid people.